Hey guys, how y'all doing so far?
Hello.
Hello. Look at that spy, huh? It's doing the move I planned for early in the morning. It's doing it now.
I took it, but my brain hurts. I'm holding it. I cannot hold like this long. I took it at 10:09 after band, but I took it from the volume because there was a very heavy volume because that 10:08, the
Hmm.
week,
Yep, the wig.
and
Yep.
there was very heavy volume of selling. And then the next candle, I see bullish. I enter it, but I'm not used to holding like this slow. My brain is exploding.
Hold on to it. Hold on to it. That's where the money's made. It's not even there
Yeah.
yet. Only halfway. Five
Yeah,
ninety
my
five.
target is 595 because there is a level of 595 heavy order there,
Yeah,
but it's just all those pullbacks is just very difficult to hold.
it's it is tough. It's the spy and it misbehaves. So put on a 30-minute chart. Leave it alone. Don't even look
Yeah,
at it.
I'm using it by 30 minutes, just go back and forth. But that 30 minutes is helping.
Yeah, yeah. Hands in your pockets. Don't go back and
Yep,
forth.
hands on my chair.
Oh my gosh. Nice. I can't believe I didn't catch it. This is so silly. This is such an obvious setup. I just, guess I misread it or something. Got one stop. Could have entered. There were, I'd say there was two attempts to re-enter, two opportunities. Anyways, good man. Catch it. Can't catch everything. Cool. What do we have in here today? Shane and Nathan, y'all wanted to go through the book map stuff, right? Is Nathan in here? You in here, Nathan? Yeah. If y'all want to continue that, we can continue with that, and then see what other questions y'all have.
Yeah, Shane, if you have any more questions, I'm happy to talk more about it. Sorry, I didn't mean to get in there and make the thing run over late.
That's all right.
No, I was just curious. I think a basic overview was good enough for me, unless anybody else was interested.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting stuff and like getting into it. I mean, it's definitely a lot of information to try to look at and take in.
Yeah, you see it and then you think 80-20 and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. That's when you guys start talking this stuff, I zone out. I totally like start looking at the sunset. And like,
it is a big market, and I think just something not a ton of people in BBT focus on. I'm just kind of learning about it and learning a lot, but it's been helpful. But it's the tools for the trades that it's kept me from taking that would have been losers. It's been worth the money, like just for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a very important point. If it keeps you out of bad positions, that's worth a lot. That's a big value. Oh man, look at this thing. Spy is exactly where I wanted it to be when I wanted to trade it, but I just wasn't there to trade it today. Just didn't catch it. Anyways, there will be something later. What do y'all want to talk about? Let me know. We have about an hour here. If I catch a trade, I'll tell you. Other than that, whatever's on your minds.
Took NVIDIA long at break of 141 and then started seeing some movement. So I took some small contracts for the vacation fund. Go to the next level.
Nice. Hold on to it. Everything's pointing upwards right now. Everything on my charts at least.
So Avi, when it comes to that 595, that's my target. Should I take partial before it goes to that, like that 5 cents or 10 cents before that? Because when it comes to that level, there could be a lot of
you got a big level there, then yeah, go 5-10 cents before it. It's gonna get messy up there. It's gonna probably pull back heavily before it goes, and it does all that stuff. So yes, take off 80%. That's your big target basically. And then beyond that, you can scalp a bit if you like, or add it back on further up, and if it continues. But you want to take it off.
I added at that level of that high of the pre-market, that point 44.
Yeah, nice. That's a good place to add more. Shit, I wish I was in this. I would have de-risked it there and actually added as well. And then, yeah, this would have been huge, massive. Nice job catching it.
Thank you. It's all your training.
Yeah, you're doing the trade, man, not me. I'm sitting here, just doing nothing.
But
Absolutely.
man, my brain exploding. I'm not used to these long holds.
Let it explode. It's okay. Pick up the pieces later. All right.
Hey, Avi, do you mind sharing your screen, please?
Yeah. Yes, this one. There you go. Yeah. Yep. Look at this thing, huh? Just ran. See, on a 30-minute, there's gonna be many opportunities. I mean, every level is an opportunity. It's approaching one level now. If it gets there, we'll see what happens. Provide some sort of setup. See this on the daily chart. This is interesting. The last week's action was pretty much bound in an area, and today it broke out from last week's action, and it's gone into the highs of the week before. And what is really interesting is if it breaks out of this high up here, so 595 or so, 595.40 or whatever that is. If that happens, that's huge. That could happen today. It could happen at any point.
The case is that I don't see anything above that 595. That 595 is very appealing, but I'm scared that there is nothing above that.
No,
I'm just
it's-
worried whether is it gonna explode and go really high, or is it gonna just sit and rest?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know. Ideally, on a 30-minute picture, you have a good consolidation and then continues and breaks up, right? Goes upward. And then you're coming into previous action from earlier this year, all in that zone, 600 and stuff. So let's see. That might be the big one. Or if it doesn't want to go anymore, it just comes right back into it and you catch a reversal. That won't be as big, I think. But I don't know. We'll find out. First, let it get there, and then we'll see. Yeah, you got this weekly chart consolidation, looking for that breakthrough. And the next big high is really around 610 up there. That's basically all the activity this year. But let's see. Still got to get the setup on the 30-minute. Yeah. Anyways, cool. So I don't see any questions here in the forum about what you'll want to discuss today. One of the other ideas that popped up was we can go through screenshots if you guys like. If you have any trades you want to review, you can bring them in here, share what you got, and we can all look at it and provide feedback. I used to find that very valuable years ago. So if you're interested in that, go ahead.
You can see my heartbreak on PLTR yesterday in the trading room.
All right. Do you want to share your screen and do it here or something like that? That would be easier, so everyone can see it. So we're looking at.
Yeah, just give me 2 seconds. I'm about
Yeah.
to take a stuff out. It looks like.
Okay. Yeah. So guys, if you want to do this, yeah, just basically share your screen and bring up your trade and talk us through it, and let's see what we have. That could be easy.
So Shane will share his screen, right?
I'm looking to take a stop out on NVIDIA right now, so I'm waiting a second. So if somebody wants to go, it's fine.
Okay, I'll share. Okay. So this is from my yesterday trades.
All right. Yeah, talk us through what you got, and let's see.
So I took long at around 11 a.m. as it broke the Fibonacci level here at 204.69. Was waiting for that. So generally, I take the breakout. Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. I can.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally, what I do is I take breakout, retest, and that level has been broken out previously. If I open that on my DAS to have exact, that's my trace. They just
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Just pull up the screenshot so we can see what you want us to see.
Can you see the screenshot?
Yep.
So over here, I took the long over here. It should be on the second candle over here, but like while I was figuring out to take trade on the options chart, it took me like 5 to 6 seconds, and then went up over here, and my stop loss was just below these two inverted hammers over here at around 204.4, just below here. And it did a lot of consolidation. After the breakout, my target was this level at 206.58. And as it was during the consolidation, I moved my target from 206 back to the previous day high at 206.02 on the screen level. So I was thinking that it took nearly an hour of consolidation to just in this area, so it can touch this and then go back into the range. So add a little bit over here at around 12:45 at the breakout, and moved my stop loss at the new break even, and took the target at 206. This was one of the 3 trades.
When you added there, did you tighten up your stop? You
Yes.
did, right? Yeah, that's important.
Really, the stop was here below this, and then when I added, I moved to the new break even.
Nice, good job holding, and then waiting for the ad. I mean, it's a lot of patience. That's tough. That's really tough. That trade didn't go anywhere for so long, but good job holding through. That's what it takes.
It was one of the longest trades I held.
Nice. Good one.
For nearly 2 hours. This was Apple. So again, I took the breakout was there, and it consolidated here. This level 201.13. I took the breakout, but my target was 202.3. I didn't took any partials over here because I was waiting for my target to get hit, and it didn't reach there and then stopped me out. What I should have done is move my stop loss below these hammers, so that I should have been nearly at break even up here somewhere.
Yeah, you can do that, but I think what's more important here is looks like your entry was late. Looks like you chased it. It already got away from the level, and then you entered. It looks
this candle was my entry. This candle.
Yeah, big one. Yeah, okay, I see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it gave me the 1:3 1 RVR. So the stop loss was below this, and target was this. So that's why I thought it's
like it's okay to enter and get into the trade, and then because my risk to reward was really good.
Yeah.
Now
Alright.
taking entries only that gave me 1:3 RVR. Or
Yeah.
3:1.
Can I ask can I ask a question regarding this chart? If you just zoom in,
Sure.
and it has to do with the stops on the 1 minute. So you see where you've got the hand now, the
Yes.
breakout candle. You've got a bit of, I guess, a lower wicks, kind of like a consolidation beneath that. So I guess a question to Avi, would you put the stop there, or would you put it under the level? I know it's an area, but would you consider, or either, or not at all?
You know, I would put it under the area, and I'd be careful of what's overhead. You got some level up there. What is that? That green line around 202.
This is the previous day high or low.
All right. So okay. So what I would think more about is once it hits that previous day's level, I would bring it to break even. I don't want any more risk on the table because from there it could just reject. I don't want any risk at that point. But that's when I would move it. Most likely, I would move it to break even. Just remove the risk, and then if it goes, it goes.
So you wouldn't even give it a chance to retest the breakout. You just move if your break even is higher than where I guess the ideal retest would be, closer to a level.
I would take the stop out at break even, and then if the retest happens, I'll re-enter. Start a new
Thanks.
trade. Yeah.
Thanks, Lefty.
Yeah. And another one I took on SPY. This was kind of a little bit premature. The lower chart is not matching with the top one.
Was yesterday on the SPY?
Yeah, it was. I took
I see.
the entry around 12:15.
Let me see. I'm gonna blow this up a little. All right. Whoa. Yeah, very difficult price action. What are you trying to trade here? 12.30. Oh, right. You can't even see it.
12:15 yesterday.
Yeah, we don't have the price action here at 12 or after 12 o'clock. So we can't see what you're trying to do here.
And it broke out like just after my stop loss. So it broke out around 12:45. The next push, it broke out. But I should have waited for that breaking out. You can check the 5-minute chart for yesterday. I think you should be able to. The 5-minute chart.
Yesterday. Let's see what time we're looking at. About 12-ish, 12:30.
Yes, about
Around 590. Where is it? I can't even see it. Yeah, I see an ABCD pattern breakout that happened at 12:50, and you're trying to catch that. And it did go. Actually, it was a 5-minute chart's pretty neat as yesterday. But yeah, gotta get the stop in the right place. That's the hard part. The problem with the 5-minute chart is that it's difficult to get good RVR. That's why I moved away from it. But let's see. Can't really see. Yeah, so you can see that where you got in and where you got out. You see where you got out basically found a bottom there, and then it went up. But there's a different, what do you call it? There's 3 different kinds of ABCD patterns basically. This is one of them where the consolidation is going downward, and it's the toughest one. So the price goes up, and then in the consolidation, it's just like the price is decaying. It looks like that, and that's what you see on the 5-minute chart for yesterday. And those are the tough ones. You don't really know where the bottom is. Where's the bottom of that consolidation? So in those cases, it's easier to catch the breakout rather than enter during the consolidation. Anyways, nowadays I never enter during consolidations. Mostly I catch the breakout. So try and think of those things. If you really don't know where the bottom of that consolidation is, you're just kind of guessing where to put the stop, which is difficult. So I guess the main concept is if you're not sure about where to put the stop, then don't enter the trade. Get to a point where you know exactly where to put it. And then you can have confidence putting on the risk. Otherwise, it's just harder. You're just making life a little difficult. So I recommend that. There we go, 595 right now. Yeah, Asgar, go ahead.
I have two questions. One is that I brought my break even to that minute low of 10:08. Was it a good idea if you go to 1 minute?
You're talking about the trade right now, right? On
Yes,
live.
yeah, that's my yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, 1 minute. What you got?
So look at that 10:08, 10:08
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
10:08.
Yeah.
I put my break even at that and brought my break even from the bottom of the chart, yes, to bottom of the lower of that. Was it a good idea, or is this just I was just scared? I was money attached.
When did you do it?
Just a few minutes ago.
You did it now? Sure, I would have done it an hour ago.
No, I brought it a little bit higher. No, it wasn't. It was just maybe I brought it to 10:35. Then now I just brought it to 11:09. So means that it was a recent change, yes. Because I
Oh,
see there was the consolidations. The
Yeah.
other question that I have, what was this break even to this? Was it a good idea or not? The second was that when it's consolidated like this for the past 10, 15 minutes, I know that it's moving up, but before these two candles, what was your thought
Take
if you were
it off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. You're smacking into your level. Take off like 80% now.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big pullback. It punches up so hard and heavy like this. It's going to probably pull back. Take off a lot of it and then scalp the rest for the next 40 cents. Yeah, be
Okay,
careful
thank
of
you.
it. Very,
Is
very
he
careful.
talking about SPY?
Yeah, he's long in the SPY. I'd be
Yeah, I
super.
have 40 contracts, so I had to take off.
Yeah, 40's a lot, man. Just take off a whole chunk of those. Bring it down to like 8 or 10 or even less.
Yeah, I have 5 now.
Okay, good. There you go. Now, where is your break even?
The break even. Just give me 1 second. I had some add-ons that I had some partial. I had some partials and I had some add-ons. So let me see 1
Yeah,
second.
you had all of it.
Yeah.
Okay. You see, you're in and out of this thing.
Right now, the stop loss that I put is just like I said, is 11:09. That as I can say that's the 11:09 is my stop loss. But I was just wondering, was it a good idea or it was not a good idea to put that stop loss there?
I think it's very scary to put it there. I don't think you need to put it there. I would be a little more careful with it. See, stops, the thing about stops is you should put it where you want to stop out because the thesis is no longer true. Once the price gets to this point on the chart, your thesis is no longer valid. Therefore, you shouldn't be in that. That's where you should put your stop. That's the way to think about stops. So to begin with on this whole trade, the stop would be below the Avi level, right? What is it? 592.38.
Yes.
Right? Then when it goes and it bumps into that green line, 593.42, that's an area of trouble. That's where it could potentially not go anymore. So once it hits that point, I want to be at break even. I'll bring it into wherever my break even is. Ideally, it's low down next to my level, right? So it's risk free. Now you just let it be. And then it breaks out of the level, comes back in, makes a new high at around about 1050 or so. It starts to really push up from 594. At that point, then I'll bring my break even. I'll bring my stop to better than break even. I'll bring it into just below the green line. And that's it. Then I'm not touching it. It's already de-risked a lot tremendously. And then I'm just waiting for targets. And at this point, if I have the ability, I'll put range orders in and just leave it alone.
Okay, I moved it to that 10:35, the low of the week, but then later on I moved, yes, that 30, yes, yeah, that one. Yeah, I moved it to there, but then later on I brought it as well because I was afraid that what if it just comes down and I could not exit. So, for example, then I brought it. So that's why it's just a mentality. But I think it's more money attached. I was scared that what if I lose?
Exactly. You said it about 4 times just now. You keep mentioning the word fear.
Yes.
Making decisions based on fear, which is understandable, but you want to move away from that. You want to grow out of that. You got to make decisions based on price action, not on fear.
It's very difficult.
It is difficult. This business is not easy, man. It's not meant to be easy. But what you've done here is, you did this trade. You're okay, surviving it. You got your target. Good job. But in another situation, let's say you had 2 or 3 losses before this, and then you get into this good position. And then you start making decisions on fear. Now you're just chopping yourself up. You're not going to make money on this. You'll be in and out and in and out. And it'll be so difficult if your decision making is based on fear. You know that psychology, because you're already in a frustrated situation by losing a couple. And then you're making fearful decisions. And this thing would have run without you. So don't make a habit of making decisions on fear. Today you don't have that history. You're just, first trade. It's working good. So it's easier to manage emotionally, but you really should try to detach those emotions and don't think about the money part. Think about the price action. The price action is still valid. It's still going. So you should be in it and put the stop where it belongs, where your thesis is negated. So basically, if it loses this green area, that's it. Because, this was an area it could have easily lost. And the moment it proved that it broke out and it's going up from there, that's it. You're in this. And if it comes back and loses that, now that's where you're out of there. And even then, you're still making some money on it, 5R, 3R, or whatever. It's still a decent move. But you catch it properly, getting like 15R. Now that's what makes sense.
What is the key that I'm in this? I hide my piano.
Good.
Hide my piano, and that's the key today. It's just I'm sneaking sometimes to go and take a look. But it's just that piano is just really, we have to hide it. This is just something that I have realized that I have to hide it. This is just nonsense.
Yes, it's a magic indicator. It really is. It triggers us. And it's a magic
one. Hide it, you see magic. It's different story.
Yeah. You see different things, right? It's amazing. Good, man. Good, that. Yeah, don't expose your P&L to yourself. When you're trading, just trade. Yeah, forget about the P&L. Look at the P&L at the end of the quarter. And then you're really doing it properly. Then things make sense. So, but all right, good, man. Good job on this. You're in this. You're holding it. Just be aware of your emotional state. Once you're trading from a place of clean emotions, or rather clear-headedness, put it that way, then you're okay. And again,
the fear, the revenge. These are all these fear, revenge. Let's just make it up. Let's just round up the piano. All this stuff is a killer.
Yeah, that's tough.
Killer of the profit. Yeah.
Amazing. It's amazing that the emotions come and we talk about not using them. But the thing is, don't fight the emotions, because that's unnatural. You don't want to be like, you can't become a robot. You're not. But what you got to do is be aware of them. Just be aware of the fact that, okay, right now I'm feeling fear. Right now I'm feeling FOMO. Right now, whatever you're feeling, it's important to have an incredible level of self-awareness. And once you're aware of the emotions, you'll realize in 3 seconds, those emotions just disappear by themselves and you're back to being clear-headed. So you're not actually fighting. You're not picking a fight with yourself. And it's exhausting to fight with yourself all the time. Why would you do that? But just, again, that's where meditation, all that stuff comes in. Just awareness. Once you're aware of it, then you'll realize where you're making your decisions from. You realize, okay, I can't make a decision right now because I have fear in me right now. Okay, wait 3 seconds, it'll go. Now you can make a clear decision. And don't worry, the price isn't going to go anywhere in 3 seconds. It's not going to go anywhere even today or tomorrow. It'll still be here. So don't worry about it. So don't need to fight yourself. Just be aware of yourself. And really, that's the 80-20 of it. It's a simple process, but it takes a long time to build that instinct. So that's the stuff. That's the hard work we do when the market's closed. All that meditation stuff and elevating your existence, all that stuff. That comes out.
Can we have one session only for this meditation, psychology, just purely for that? Because I think it's going to help us. If you can walk us through of the steps that you do. We talk about it through all these sessions, but we have one session purely for this meditation and psychology.
Yeah. Actually, we did even do that last time. We spent an hour talking about it and recorded that as well. But yeah, that'll be good. Actually, I'm doing a webinar this Thursday. So I'll bring that in. Anyways, this is going to be a different kind of webinar. This will be a very important part of it. So let's at least do it in that presentation. And then beyond that, we can take it further. I think
that would be great. So the steps that you do for the meditation, what do you do? Is there, for example, is it a clip? Is it music? Is it how long does it take? Is it 5 minutes, 10 minutes? These are things, if you're going to take a Zen, things like this, that would be helpful for us.
Yeah, sure. That we can do. Actually, I don't even have much to say about that. I can say it in 30 seconds. But yeah, we went through this. Let me think about the easiest way to say it. All right, to begin with, that book, Feeling is the Secret, that we keep talking about, I follow the steps in there.
What is the name? Sorry, again?
Feeling is the Secret by Neville Goddard. I've got it right here, yeah. It only takes about 30, 40 minutes to read the whole thing. It's a very simple read. Kids can read this. So the steps in there are basically all I follow. It's very dead simple. And well, there's two levels to it, but to make it very simple, what you want to achieve is awareness. My steps are, I find a comfortable place. So I'm not trying to stand or sit up straight or anything, just a comfortable lazy boy chair or something like that. You got to be really comfortable, because what you're trying to achieve is you're trying to get into basically voluntary paralysis. You want to get so comfortable, you don't want to move. Like, no, you don't want to lift a finger. You want to get into that state. So the first step is find a comfortable position. Second step is shut your eyes. Make sure you don't have a lot of light around you to disturb your eyes. So shut your eyes as well and shut the light. And then just focus on the breath, and through the nose and out through the nose, just nostrils. Really, really smooth. And what you'll find very quickly is you're going to have thoughts come into your mind, right? All of us have that. Thoughts come in nonstop, and that's okay. What you want to do with those thoughts is, the minute you realize, oh, I'm having all these thoughts, these are not my thoughts. These thoughts are just coming to me. I'm not choosing them to be here, right? They're just all these random things, what things are bugging you about whatever's in your life. What you got to do with them is realize that the thoughts have come to you. They're not yours by choice. And so bring your attention back to your breathing. And here's the hard part. It's, you got to not judge yourself. Because all the time we judge ourselves. Oh, why am I thinking about that? There's something wrong with me. Why should I be? You start doing that. That's the problem. That's the hard part. Most of us do that. What you really want to do is just focus on the breath. And when those thoughts come again, just realize, okay, those thoughts are here. I need to refocus back onto the breath, just in and out through the breath. In the beginning, you'll find that every 2 or 3 seconds you're getting distracted with your thoughts. But as you get into it more and more and more, you'll find that you can go on for a very long time. Today I was out for like 45 minutes or something. And you just focus on the breath. And what happens is, the longer you're able to focus on just the breath, the more relaxed your body gets, and you're already in that comfortable position, right? Then you really get into that really odd state between sleep and awake. You're like, physically, you're just totally relaxed, off voluntary paralysis, but you're quite conscious in your mind, but in a very relaxed state. The mind is still getting oxygen, and you have consciousness, but it's incredibly relaxed. It's a really odd, unique place to be between sleep and awake, right? So you get to that point, and in when you're in that stage, you'll find it's even easier to, firstly, to be aware of those thoughts and just shoo them away when they come. Very easy. The other thing is actually then the law of attraction stuff. You start feeding the stuff to your subconscious mind, but that's the second level. That comes later. So anyways, in just this practice of every time your mind gets distracted, that you bring it back to your breath, just practicing that for 10 minutes a day, just every day, just practice that. You already are practicing awareness. You're practicing paying attention to yourself, to your thoughts. So now when you built that habit, just doing it every day, almost building a habit out of it. When you come to trading, oddly enough, you'll find that you're aware, like, oh, look, now I'm getting this feeling, this fear, or this fear of losing the money on the trade or whatever. So again, this takes a long time to build up. I've been doing it, 4 or 5 years, and I can't say I've got it nailed down yet. But it's a matter of consistency. It's like exercise. It's got to be consistent. You fall off for a little while, and it's hard to get back on again. So that's the process for at least that first stage of just building awareness. Then the law of attraction stuff is something else. That's in that book. Then talks about feeding your mind with all the millions of dollars you want to make, or whatever it is that you want in this world. So that's that process. It's not genuinely difficult, as in to talk about. It's simple steps, but do it and tell me. If you can last 5 seconds of just focus on your breath, that's an achievement already to begin with, and then celebrate that. And then you build it up. You last 5 minutes, and I go for hours sometimes. I just like lie down out there in the sun for hours. It's great. Put an eye mask on so you don't get distracted by the sun. And so that's the process. And again, it's very simple. It's not like guided meditation. There's millions of ways to do it. Now, I'm not any sort of meditation guru or anything like that. I've just discovered this works for me. It's also well described in the book. And I've tried all these other things, gone to all these retreats in different countries and stuff, and gone through that stuff. I've landed on this. This is the 80-20 one. This is basically where you'll build awareness. Again, you're not going to build it the first time you do it. You got to just build a lifestyle out of this. You do it every day, every single day, at least 10 minutes. That's not too long. Make sure you're not getting distracted, lock the door, whatever. You got some time to yourself. That's when you do it. So
there is no music. There is no music. It's just only focus on the breath.
Yeah. You see, guided meditations, in my experience, they're okay. But what you're trying to achieve here is you're trying to build awareness. Now, with guided stuff, you're being led. And then it's actually easier to just be led rather than to be proactive and lead yourself. You really got to lead your own mind into where you want it to be. So that way, right? Guidance doesn't give you that opportunity. Guided is,
And
I
when
think,
is the best time to do it? Sorry, when is the best time of the day to do it? Before the trading, at the end of the day, then when you're tired, at the end of the night? When do you suggest?
I find that any time is okay. Any time is okay. I usually find time in the morning when the kids are in school, and that's hours before I trade. Usually after I go to the gym. For me, it's rare that I get up in the morning and I have coffee and I go into that. I can't do it when I have a coffee. Like, I need to go work out. I need to really go and use my energy that I'm more comfortable physically. But find a time that works for you. Don't be too strict on yourself. Don't hurt yourself too much. Don't be hard on yourself. Find a time that makes sense for you, and just start the practice. Find wherever you can get time to yourself to begin with. For most of us, that's life is complicated. We have all kinds of responsibilities. So whenever you get some quiet time is where you can start. And then you'll find a time that makes sense to you. Sometimes I do it in here between these trading sessions. I'll go lie down for 30 minutes. Like, take it easy. I do that quite often. So those are things to do, to think about.
Thank you. I think Farzin has some questions.
Yeah, Farzin,
Yeah.
and then Shane wanted to go with the screenshot. So yeah.
I just wanted to add up on that. I started seriously this meditation after reading the book about 4 months ago. I was familiar with the meditation, but I never took it very serious. And I see a huge difference. And as Avi said, 20-80 rule, whatever works for you is the best. What has worked for me is that I do it minimum 3 times per day. That's the first thing that I get up from my bed. That's to set up my day, what I want to do and whatnot. During the day, I might do it like 2-3 times. Between the trade, that helps quite a lot. And I make sure I do it 1 time meditation before going to bed. That's put everything around the day, what I want to do, longer term, shorter term, and that has been very useful. Thanks to Avi to make it very serious to me. And the other thing that I want to add on top of that, I think the key point here is to make it a habit. And then probably that to make it something habit, you have to do it at least minimum. Like there are few stages to make a habit. The first stage to first 21 day. So if you do it the first 21st day, that turns to become a habit, and the second stage of habit starts. And if you go up to 6 months, it becomes part of your life.
Nice. Well said, Farzin. Thank you. That's great. Great to hear that it's working for you since we discussed it some time ago. Good for you, man. Happy about that. Congrats.
Thanks.
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Hey, Avi, I wanted to share that my today's trade, like I'm currently in the trades, and the thing that I want to share is whether should I, because there's a bit of confusion in my mind. When should I move my stop losses to break even?
Move it to break even at the point on the chart when, if the price gets there, the trade is no longer valid. So I'll go through these examples right here on my chart on this 30-minute. My whole thinking is, where is it? Come on, let's see. All right, here. My thinking is breakout from this Fibonacci level, and it goes. Okay, so I get an entry above it. If it comes down below the level, I stop out, because the whole idea is it goes through the level. It goes up. That's it. Right? And I might do it 2 or 3 times. I might stop out, but I will stop out every time when the trade is no longer valid. And in this case, the trade is no longer valid when it loses the level, because the whole thinking of the trade is it's breaking out through the level. It's going away from it. It's not going under it. It's going above it. So if the price goes under the level, I'm out of there. And let's look at it up here right now where it is. It's up close to the Fibonacci level. Let's say I'm interested in a short, in a reversal, for example. I'll take a short below the level. My stop will be above the level, because the whole idea here is that it's rejecting this level and it's going away from it. It's going down from it, right? So the stop needs to be up there, because if the price goes above that level, now the whole thinking is negated. The whole thesis is negated. It's invalid. So always put your stop on the chart at a place where if the price gets there, it shows that the whole thesis is invalid. And that's it. Just simple. Don't get too complicated about it. That's how I do it.
I guess the point on that is we have to trust these levels, these Fibonacci levels. We have to stick to those.
Well, you have to trust your thesis, whatever that is, whether it's off of levels, moving averages, whatever. Some thesis people trade on volume. The volume's in it, they're in it. The volume dies, they take it off. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's you gotta have a
Yeah.
trade book that you believe in. You know, it's got to be a firm trade book.
I get that, but the thing is, if I'm taking trade as the price is breaking out of the Fibonacci level and my stop loss is just below the Fibonacci level, and it goes around 2 hour, like 2 hour into profit, how do you find it? Because there's just price action in between two lines. Like, how do you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. So price action between two lines. Look at this. The whole, again, on this chart, the same thing. The trade goes from one Fibonacci level to the next. That's the whole trade. Okay. Now, the best about this kind of strategy is that you're supposed to find your entry and leave it to go to the next level. That's it. Whatever happens in between is none of your business. So you don't tighten it up. You don't do anything. If anything, only in the beginning you tighten it up a little bit as it goes in your favor. So it was 1 hour, it becomes maybe half an hour, and it sits like that the whole day until it gets to your target or it stops you out. That's the bigger perspective thinking. Now, just to bring it in a little more detail with today's situation, we have this high that was yesterday, a very firm, clear, difficult spot. So if you're taking the long and you survive the pull, let's say you got 1 or 2 stop outs and you get in on the third time. Once it gets to that level, that previous where sellers were, over there, you know sellers are there. You know it could easily not work and come back and get you. At that point, you should just think about taking the risk off. So bring your stop to break even, which will probably be down here someplace, and let it be. Either it'll come and get you or it'll break through and continue. And that's it. Now, the reason for the break even here is that because this is just one small area on your move that it could become a problem. It could prove that it may not go. It could. It's a 50-50. You don't know. Right? So because it's 50-50, you just bring your risk to break even. So you're in it if it goes, fantastic, and you're not in it if it doesn't go. You're just stopped out at break even. You don't pay anything. You don't lose anything. So that's, again, this is why I put these little lines on the chart, these green lines. This is not a place where I start putting on risk. This is a place where I think about de-risking it, because this may invalidate my whole thesis that it goes from one level to the next. This right here is giving me a clue that it might get stuck. It may not go. And so therefore just, de-risk it. And if it goes, it goes. No big deal. So that's how I think of it. That's how
you open AMD's chart?
Yeah. Yeah, what do we have?
On a 1 minute?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what do you got?
I took the trade at around just after 11 a.m. If you see that big bullish candle.
11 a.m. Yeah, up here.
Yes. At the close of this candle was my entry.
Mm-hmm.
Should I move my stop loss to break even now? As my target is the next level.
And where was your original stop? Below the level, right? I guess.
Yes.
Okay. And I see your break even's up here. This thing could easily just mess around. It's right in the middle of the range. This is the trickiest place. The trickiest part of this whole chart is right in the middle of these levels, where it can bounce around. It could come back and bounce off the level again and go. It could. So this is still not, in my view, not a place where you're thinking about de-risking. If you have moved it in already a little tighter, you've moved it in, okay, and that's that. If anything, I would say you can move it in and keep it below this hammer right here. You see the hammer?
Yes, that's where it is right now.
Yeah, that makes sense, because that's where the recent buyers were. Then the buyers are stepping up, which are good signs. But you don't want to get too close to the current price action, because still, don't forget your bigger picture. Your bigger picture is one level to the next. You want to de-risk a little bit, but not to a point where your stop is so close that just because it comes down a little and bounces off, then you get stopped out for no reason. You don't want that. This is not scalping kind of trading, right? You're holding from one level to the next, and you shouldn't even be watching it while it's going. You should just leave it alone. That's the whole thinking on this. So for now, I wouldn't touch it. I would just leave it. You probably have 117, probably a lot of liquidity there. You want to take it off up there. And yeah, once it starts getting to within 10 cents of that, then you just bring your stop or whatever. Just take it off your chart and start hitting the partial button up there.
And also the Tesla's chart.
Yeah. What are you doing with this?
I took the entry at the retest of around, yes.
Right here. Yeah.
Yes. This at the close of this candle as target. The next level is my target. The stop loss just below this candle.
Okay. Yeah. Your stop is below the level or below the candle?
Yes. Below the level.
Yeah. You got some wide entries, huh? want to be careful with these entries because you're almost halfway in the range when you take this. You're like 1/3 the way to the target by the time you enter. Try and get those entries tighter in. I would suggest that. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult because look, it's getting close to your break even already. It's probably bouncing off of that area. I would say leave it where it is. If anything, maybe bring it into below the entry candle. That's where the more recent buyers were. You want to protect that. Or you have 350, you have this buyer here. I mean, because the entry is a tough one, it's hard to manage it. If you really want to survive this move, and it could take an hour to go, leave your stop where it is. Don't mess with it. And once it breaks 352, you can see this very obvious area of trouble, right? This selling here every time. But there are higher lows and higher highs. Let it break this 352 zone, then maybe bring it to break even now. At least you're just around 350 or so, somewhere there. And the price is up here. You're almost at your target at that point. So you minimize the risk at that point. Right now, it's sitting around here. It's got these big sellers up here. You don't know what it wants to do. It could come down and bounce off and go again, right? In which case you'll be stopped out. So you're not giving yourself a genuine chance to let this thing run if you do that. What makes it easier again is to get a tighter entry. So if you had something here, perhaps if you're able to catch a breakout or something, this is difficult price action. I don't know where I would enter on this one.
I was looking at the AMD chart when it just like at that point I was looking at the AMD chart. I missed that entry.
Man, you're over trading. But all right, now you got it. You know what to do. So be careful with these late entries. It gets harder. This is why you're struggling with where to put the stop or move it in. It's because the entries are late. If the entry's late, don't take it. Just come back tomorrow. Don't worry about it. You know, the SPY chart, I could have entered it anywhere. You know, and look at this thing. It just went all the way. I could have entered it at 594 also, but you know, that's a late entry. The entry's down here, you know, in the first 30 minutes or whatever. So we had that. So watch those entries. I think it'll make your life a little easier. Try and focus in on that. You'll probably be better off. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, sure. All right. We got Shane. You want to share your screen and bring up your you've been waiting for a bit. And while Shane's bringing up his screen to share his trade and the questions, we got Harsha and then Asgar. Go ahead, guys.
Harsha is first.
Generic question. If you're in a trade and it's going in a direction, at any point, would you take it off and enter in the next day's options because of decay on SPY?
I've done that. It's no, I stopped doing that. That's more a scalping mindset. I'm trying not to do that. I'm trying to just leave it alone. Even though it's options, decay, it becomes an issue. But if I anticipate it, like for example, this one, let's say I did catch it down here, trying to let it run. No, I don't think I would do anything. I would just move the stop into break even and go. Let's say I got the 592 because I know it's going to be a slow one. So let's go to the 592. There it is. And let's zoom it out. So the entry would have been down here and it might have tightened it up a little after it broke that green line area, which was up in here somewhere. And that's it. Just let it sit and then hit 3.6. That's the target. Boom. Just leave it alone. This thing, look, as long as it's moving, it's moving. It's fine. I'm not going to be too bothered about scalping it and recycling contracts and stuff. That gets really messy. There's other ways to do it, which I've explored. For example, you get in here and you buy the 593, you're out of the money, but as soon as you get to green line, you're de-risking it. You're taking off 90%, you're sticking at a break even. And then when you identify it's really breaking out and wants to go, then you're taking the next one, 594. And then as it gets past 594, you're bringing it to break even and then taking it off at 595. Like these are more aggressive, complex ways of doing things. You're taking multiple contracts and trying to capture the move, but I'm not doing that. You can do all that, but I'm not doing it. It's too much work and more risk management headaches. And just leave it alone. You're better off. Just leave it alone.
So you guys getting ready to get into the SPY or no?
Now? Well, it just arrived at the target. It didn't set up anything, right? At this level.
You want it up and then down a little bit. Pull back.
I don't know. It could give me a reversal here. It could give me a continuation. I don't know anything right now. It'd take another 2 or 3 30-minute candles to tell me anything right now.
Oh, wow. 30-minute candle. Okay, I see what you're doing. I get it. I keep going down to like 5-minute, 15-minute, and I'm like, oh, get in.
No. There's nothing there. There's nothing. I'm looking at this. 1 minute, I can't tell you anything. 30 minutes, it's not even, it's nothing. It's just arrived. You know, let it relax.
Right now, like the next 30-minute candle, so another 30 minutes from now, if it keeps going in the same direction, then it starts getting interesting.
Maybe. or the other way, or it might be 2 or 3 30-minute candles. I don't know. I might fall asleep by then. We'll see.
Yeah.
All
We
right.
need to move to New York, man.
Ah, shit. Yeah. I need to go back to New York. We got Shane and Asgar. You guys take turns. Decide amongst yourselves.
Shane
think,
is
yeah,
setting up. I just want to point out to something, but I can do it after Shane. Shane, you go ahead.
Oh, I was going to do yesterday's trades and then today's trade. So if you got something quick, you can do it.
I just want to point out the two things, and I have one question. One was about the AMD. If you look at the AMD, Avi, we pointed out at 953, and that is getting ready for the retest and breakout. And then it was actually doing the same thing, 953. Yeah, that was, if you remember, during the morning session, highlighted that it's getting ready for the retest and breakout, and just made 2 level. So just leaving in retest. I didn't took it, but just because I was paying attention to the spine. But it's just a matter of Avenatti levels, retest and breakout. The breakout and retest. Sorry, breakout.
Breakout retest. You know what's interesting? This is a good example because let's say you manage to catch the entry somewhere here, this breakout, or you catch the retest somewhere here, and your stops are actually quite wide because these candles are big. Now look at these candles here in this area. Look at this move. These are tiny candles. So catching an entry on a tiny candle, you can put a much tighter stop, get a much bigger RVR. Same distance, the move went the same distance. These are all equidistant lines. But when these candles are big, this is where I struggle to put on the size. That's why when I trade the first couple of minutes, I never put on such a big size as I'd like to. It's when it behaves like this. It gets to a level and it puts in these small candles. I don't mind taking 1 or 2 stop outs here and then catching the 3rd or 4th one because it's massive. The size you can put on is enormous. Again, the big advantage here is being able to get a tight entry with a very tight stop that you believe in, not just tight to improve your RVR, but you got to believe in that stop, right? It's got to make sense to you. It's got to be on the other side of the levels and whatever. So this is something I'm always looking for. Always. I'm looking for these small candles, not these big ones. These big ones is where, it's all momentum scalping, whatever. Just sit out. But it's here. So anyways, just wanted to point that out as well because that's interesting.
And the NVIDIA, the question that I had was just about the NVIDIA. So on the NVIDIA, when I was looking at the 30 minutes before the pre-market, before it break out those levels, I was getting, yes, if you look at it, 138.3 level. Before, it was just keep hitting that level. I said, if it after the market open, it's just break and retest, I'm just going to take an entry. But it just happened before the market open. So it negated my theory because sometimes I take before if you break before the market open, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But in this case, it works. I'm just trying to get your opinion whether should I enter or why I should let it go.
No, don't trade the pre-market. You're going to struggle with it. Just don't. It's very complicated. Wait for the retest. See this one did the breakout and did a retest. It retest the breakout zone right about there. You see that retest? This is the low of it. It's still higher than the previous low, so it's still very valid. You see that? And if you're able to catch these big candles, momentum and all that, off you go. You're in this. I don't like to catch it because again, it's big candles make it difficult. But
it was very difficult.
Pre-market's very complicated. You don't want to waste your time on this. But you can catch the retest, or you can catch a 5-minute ORB, which is up here. Something like that. These are all opportunities.
Okay, so that break of that 945, that 138, what is 130? What is it?
The 139.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, that one. That one, you would take that or you would not?
Not me. But this is a very common strategy. This is a 5-minute ORB, basically. It just took 15 or 20 minutes to happen. No big deal. You have the basically fallen angel setup. It's a very obvious one. There's the opening range, there's the top, there's the bottom. It gets back up to the top and it breaks out. You catch the breakout. But that's if you're trading this stuff. You're trading momentum and volatility, and you're doing all that, right? At this point. I don't like to do that. I like to do it down here.
Okay. I caught it at the pre-market, but then when it comes to those big candles and also it was breaking before the market open, it just negated and I said, I'm just going to let it go. And then you see that there was a good move. But okay.
Yes. Good decision. Let it go. Don't chase this stuff around. Just let it go. Yeah.
Thanks. Shane, you next.
Yeah, sure. Today, as I was asking Thor in the private session, I wasn't really believing the buyers. wicks on both sides. This is kind of my overview map, what I look for in the morning, just so I can kind of see a general overview. The big gray box is the first hour opening range. So kind of in these later sessions, I can literally just come to my desktop and look, and I'm looking for trends. So if we're still in this 60-hour or this 1 hour range, then I can just close it all down and not worry about it. Because obviously we're probably not going to have a breakout. We're happy being in this range. But today, the only trade I took was NVIDIA long at 141 right at the break of here. Had the nice bullish trend up, came back, retest on a 30-minute chart. That's this pullback right here. As we start to consolidate, big volume up. These are sim trades. Came back, pulled back way too hard. I just took the 1 hour loss. Just right there. My 1 hour is $50, so that would have been that. Immediately start getting bullish action again. I really haven't decided from my trading log if this is too late of a trade, because I know Avi sometimes says get the breakout, and not kind of what I did here where I kind of got stonewalled. I wanted to actually see it break the price. So it broke the price, came back, started pulling up, and that's when I had a pretty good conviction that the trade was going to go. So I went ahead and took some options with my vacation little account, and I just go ahead and sim traded on here as well. 2 contracts. So as Lovepreet was talking about pulling your stops to break even, I was kind of noticing that on my equities, since I got the prime position, that I was going to start moving that to break even, and then consequently that's where my 1 hour stop was going to be for my options. And there for a minute, I did take the very minimum wick, but it was $45, so I took it. But I don't like this, what I call like a boxing, like they throw the light jab and then they pull back, and then that's when they punch. They use their dominant hand to punch through, and that's when you take your 2 hour loss that you weren't anticipating. This is just I'd closed the real account right there, but usually I have 2 contracts, so I'll keep 1 on just in case. Like if it does go to target, I can prove that I held it to target. It's all sim trade anyway.
Yeah.
And then, yesterday.
Well, real quick, this is interesting. This is why I don't trust the 1 minute chart. Because on a 30-minute, it just got there, and it didn't consolidate big old ABCD pattern. It needs to give you something before I would even think about going long. Kind of like where the SPY is right now. It needs to put in an ABCD pattern for me to consider it going long on a 30-minute, which is a few 30-minute candles. That would have kept you out of this whole situation.
Yeah, I just like these higher lows that kept printing, and by the time I got here, it was a wedge triangle, so it was looking good. So it was worth. I have noticed that these ORBs are getting me more in trouble than not, and that's why I'm moving these to break even a lot sooner than I ever would. And this was just a casualty, which it's 1 hour.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, when you're doing these, also when you're just trading breakouts, like the way John Hills does it, trades the high of day breakout, and he goes to break even very quickly because he's really reading the momentum, he's catching momentum, and he wants just a little pop in his favor, and that's it. Everything else is a bonus if he gets anything else out of it. So in that sense, you could go and trade it this way, no matter where it is on the day. It already moved $20, but you're still going long. You're not too fussed about the ATRs, things like that, because you're just catching momentum high of day breakouts. That's it. And in that style, again, it's a good idea to move to break even very quickly. What you did here, go to break even quick. You don't want to mess with this, so it could go anywhere. But again, if you want those bigger numbers, the bigger trades that do take longer to you have to wait longer to get them, and then they take longer to work. That's the 30-minute chart stuff. So depends what you're into, what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm just holding targets for longer. I don't know how I can. I don't know why it doesn't want to show this on my screen. Present something else.
Are you showing a window or a screen? That's what you gotta figure out.
Was there news on Apple or something? I don't know.
This is the screen I wanted to show. This is like this is what I call like my daily driver. You always have your hands on the wheel of your stop and your entry, and everything else will fall in line. This was the options part of the trade. I'm trying to get up to 2.8. So just holding these targets for longer, even though an ORB is more of a scalping sort of trade. It's kind of where I'm going with my trading these days.
Cool. That makes sense. That makes sense. If you're getting in on the ORBs and you want to get a bigger move out of it, you might want to, again, think about de-risking quickly. Instead of maybe taking those 10% kind of partials, you just bring it to break even instead of taking those partials. And then if you're in it, you're in it. Like if you caught NVIDIA early today or something like that. There's ways to do it. There's ways to do all that. Hold on, the options market's going crazy right now. What just happened? Something just happened there. Alrighty, cool. What else?
Yesterday, my unfortunate stop on my PLR or PLTR trade, but it was getting out of control real fast and handling my stop loss. It was kind of right here was about 1.5 hours. So as it did this pullback right here, I started getting real worried it was going to punch. So I got out, but it eventually made it in the target area between 4.5 and 5. So that would have been a winning trade. But yeah, risk management was not good here.
There you go. Good. You're looking at your screenshots and observing these things. That's important that you do a self-assessment. Actually, those are the most powerful assessments, in my opinion. That's good.
This was the other unfortunate stop out yesterday as well. Just we got the and this was all this trade was more like not. It is my setup on a 2-minute, but definitely was not very good on a 30-minute because of this like arrowhead sort of style going on right here. It was not good. So anyways, in looking back, took the opportunity, got the ad, came back, stopped a little about half hour, tried it one more time on this one, stopped out, and then I did market on this chart. This consolidation up here slightly going higher and higher. It could easily just have dropped or done this move, whatever. It wasn't worth it in my playbook, the RVR, even though it would have got to like 3R or something like that.
Please be careful with these smaller time frames, 2 minute, 1 minute. You can see a million setups. Every couple of minutes, you'll see a setup. And then you wonder why you're over trading. Just be very careful. This is why I strongly recommend a bigger time frame.
Yeah, 136.50 was the entry, but it just this candle right here really had me worried. And then it got smaller, and I'm like, okay, we can't take this last opportunity. It's just going to explode one way or the other. And that's gambling in my mind.
What is that? A 15-minute chart on the left? What is that?
No, this is a 30.
30. Okay, 30. Okay.
Yeah, right. The target was 3 and 3.5, which would have been about the break of 3 or 138. And look where NVIDIA is today. You know what I mean? Like, it was there. It had the potential. Just one day too late.
All right. Good. Manage it. Manage the risk. Don't blow up. That's the first thing. Then you can do it.
Yeah, minus 2.5 yesterday, minus 2 today.
It's all right. It happens.
Oh yeah, no blowing up for sure.
Yes. Don't blow up. So even I lost one trade today, but really it's it's a quarter of an hour or a third of an hour, really. So no big deal. That's what you want to do.
Are you considering SPY over here? Just looking at it?
There's no setup. Now. Just did a big move. Dude, hot mic. Watch your mic. Hot mic, Abhishek. The SPY just did a move. It went from one level to the next and has to set up here to give me an opportunity. So if it does one candle of a consolidation, so it doesn't make a new high, and it's a small, tiny candle, I might consider that a 3-bar play in ABCD, maybe going up. It depends on the quality of the consolidation of the candle. Or if it puts in a big old reverse hammer, I don't know, we'll see. Might be something else. It might take a few candles. For now, that's just a 30-minute, and then I have to assess the 1 minute as well at the time and see if it aligns. For now, nothing there yet. Yeah, Ziad, go ahead. You got a question here?
Hi, Avi, how are you doing?
Good, man. Good to see you again.
Good. Avi, can you have a look at Meta now at the 30 minutes? Giving it the day price action also. they did like big ramp up yesterday. I see kind of consolidation. How do you read that now?
Yeah, so yesterday was a big day up, and
Yeah.
today it's been consolidating below yesterday's high, just about only
Mhm.
false breakout at one point. But this is an interesting place. It's consolidating here. It's choppy here. So far, it's telling us that. What's cool is you can see the bottoms here. It's very 665. Very interesting.
Exactly.
I wonder. I mean, in the daily chart perspective, I think it'll break out and make it really a break 675 at some points in the next few days. It doesn't look like today. Today, most likely, looks like this is a descending wedge, 665. And it might just break down, hit 660, and bounce back up. And tomorrow it'll go back up the other way. These are possibilities. You can even see that level there, just around 660. But anyways, for now, it's told us in these last couple of hours that it doesn't want to go anywhere. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's just one of those relaxing days, right? It had a big day and then it has to relax.
Hangover.
Okay. So
Yeah,
so
hangover.
those like 3 weeks for the like what was that? 9:30, 10:30, then 11:30. Big weeks, right?
Yeah.
And they're equivalent.
Yeah.
You don't give like big significance to that, like
No,
or
that's
you
important.
need confirmation.
That's important. Those wicks are important. It's telling me that it keeps bumping itself on that level, 665. It's created a level there. Oops. Let me put the chart on. Sorry. Where is it? Yeah, right about there. So it keeps bumping itself on it. Oddly enough, look at that. It's support earlier. But also the chart pattern on the 30-minute is a descending wedge.
Hmm.
So I think if it keeps, the more it bumps itself on a level, the more likely it is to go through it. So it could be a very aggressive momentum play. Maybe later today, it'll go pop straight down to 660, bounce off of this area where that wick was yesterday, and come back in, you know.
Okay.
It could easily do that. This looks like it's going to do that at some point today, possibly. And then after that, again, once it's in this zone, it's just a choppy zone. You have the 675 right here. You know, let's put it here. There you go. So you have this whole zone where it's a mess. Let it break out in the next couple of days. I don't anticipate it today. It's odd you have one big day and a second big day. Let's look at the daily chart. Yeah, this was
That's
it's
exactly.
not. You know, wait for a big ABCD pattern, maybe a couple of days before it really goes and gets into all this area up here, 700 or something.
Okay, thank you. That's good.
Sure. Sure. Where are we on the SPY? It's still sitting there.
AMD has played beautifully. Let me target hit.
It worked. Yeah. Yeah, it broke out earlier. Yeah, we were seeing this earlier. Yep. Very nice. Good, man. Good. You guys are all catching good stuff.
I remember last year I could just hold a trade for like 3 minutes was my target. That no partials before 3 minutes. And this year I'm holding for like 2 hours.
Good. You're growing as a trader. That's amazing. Trusting the process, understanding where the big money is really made. So good, man. That's how you do it. Good stuff. Keep it up. Cool. All right, guys, that's already about an hour. I'm going to stop the recording unless there's anything valuable we want to watch or discuss, because these things get too long for people to watch later.
Avi, the cues, is that a better setup than SPY in your opinion?
Yeah, let's have a look. Just real quick, I'll turn this recording off for now. And I don't even know if